This video is going to be about still collecting cash even if your prospect says that they don't have it. I'll show you how we use simple financing strategies to turn I can't afford it into 3K pay in fulls consistently. And we never have to lower your price or beg for a deposit. This is actually how you're going to collect in full on your price point. And so keep in mind this is part of a training that I'm doing for all the coaches that I work with, and now I've revamped my sales school. But this is the actual financing strategies that we still use, and this is more of a perspective on how to say it and how to bring it up so that you're not awkward. But this is exactly how I've done it for all of the deals that I've closed in my personal career as a closer. I've done over $2 million in info products, and now we've done over $750,000 for fitness coaches. And so enjoy the video and let me know what you think.
Okay, so even though we're talking about how to leverage financing right now, the main idea is that this is just being resourceful. Like, being the kind of guy, the kind of coach that is able to make it work no matter what is what we need to make happen. Because if you get stuck in like the rules that you create for yourself, that your offers are worth this much, you're not able to move around any payment plans or anything like that, then you're disqualifying a lot of people. So in my experience in sales, right, is when you get into the situation where you're about to collect payment, just chill out and just make it work. Whatever the situation is, right? Like Zidane sitting right here next to me.
Yo.
But we were talking this morning about how many times we were in situations where we would just create payment links while we were on the call to make the financing work, right? Is that we are blessed to have fan bases now that make it super easy, super user friendly for you to be able to create a link in literally like 3 seconds. And then you have all the financing options on there, right there. And so we were talking about situations where if you're selling something for $1,500, for example, somebody doesn't qualify to be financed for that much. And so you would just figure it out with them and not make it super complicated, not thinking out loud too much, but just acting like you are the absolute expert, that you've done this a million times. And you're just gonna make another link for $1,000, send it over, work with them, put them under the financing payment plan, and then that way, whatever they owe later on, like you will get, right? So
The most important thing is just getting the collection, because collecting off someone who you've already collected from before is 1,000 times easier than you having to jump off that call and trying to resell that lead and reclose them again.
Yeah, and it's actually going to be more difficult to resell because you're already fighting against yourself. Like in the beginning, you were just sort of fighting with them on whether they wanted to do it or not. And now that you have positioned it as something that they've tried and already didn't do, and overcoming that is just almost impossible. So that's why when we're talking about leverage financing, I really want you guys to think about how to be resourceful, right? It's just like realizing that even these people that you're talking to, they need your coaching, and they're going to be able to come up with the money somehow if the pain is deep enough or if the desire is great enough. So first thing is, have you ever had a sales call that went great, both you and the client, both ready to get started, but they just can't seem to find the funds to get started for what you're charging? So one of two things that are going to happen is that either you're going to become resourceful and you're going to find a way to make it work, or they're going to get off the call with no commitment to you and just the desire to start, which will fizzle away because they will get sucked into the distractions that they deal with every day. So this is just not scalable, right? It's like if you're not resourceful, then these people that you get off the phone with, they most likely won't call you again. And so what we can do is provide a path for them to get the same transformation, the same benefits, and all of your same attention as someone who's paid you $3K up front, while they get to pay it off monthly or over time. And so, like we talked about fan bases, they have several of these financing companies that they're partnered with, which you can also claim that you're partnered with to just keep the frame like you are a very like involved part of the process. And so when people want to sign up with you, they can't find the funds, using these platforms is just the best way to be able to get somebody in. They have a monthly plan payment, but they get the same benefit as if they paid you up front, because you actually get paid up front from these companies. And so you can't change someone's life in a month anyway. So why would you sell a monthly plan? This is what I never understood about fitness coaching. I think it's just an easy way out, right? Is like you can't figure out how to collect the high ticket, so might as well meet in the middle and just collect the $300 off someone instead of actually changing a life. But in order to actually change these guys' lives and in order to actually scale your fitness business, you need to position your high ticket offer as your only offer. And then if somebody asks you if you have a monthly, then you basically say like, yeah, well, actually I do. But it's still your high ticket offer. And then you just finance them and they pay it off monthly. Makes sense? So this is the same method of how, in combination of both of us, we've sold over $2 million worth of these mentorships and coaching programs with the power of financing. So I'll explain how to position it, but also fill you in on some of the technicals so that you can be well informed and show your clients that you are the expert. You've done this 100 times and you know exactly what happens with payment plans. So this PDF is from Fanbasis. This is like a comprehensive guide on the buy now, pay later options. And this is just going into depth about like which ones are the best ones to use in certain situations, what their max cap is for what they will finance, and then they get into depth on credit scores and what people need to have in order to qualify for certain payments. But on how to position this, I really don't want you to overthink this. What you are doing, right, is financing is a scary word, so we usually don't use that word in a sales call. What you're doing is you're offering your entire coaching program for 3 to 6 months, whatever it is, with your complete commitment to them while giving them the option of paying it off monthly. How gracious of you, right? On top of all that, you're going to throw on an extra month of coaching to guarantee them the results and cover any extra inconvenience fees. Now we're getting into a no-brainer offer, is that you are offering your entire coaching for monthly, and then if for whatever reason they're still worried about it, you're able to throw on another month on top of it to cover any fees. So that's it. There's no need to over-explain anything else. That is what I want you guys to understand so that you can make your clients understand at that basic level. So what you need to know about these buy now, pay later options is that most people are very scared to use their credit to pay for things because they don't know how to use it. They either had a negative experience, got way too in debt, or they've just never used it before. But the truth is that using your credit is the only way to build it anyway. So this is what you should say to people who say things like, will this affect my credit score? Yeah, it will. It will actually grow. As long as you don't miss any payments, your credit is going to go up. It's only when you miss payments that fees or credit will be affected. Will they do a credit check or inquiry on me? All the financing partners that we work with, they might check. But if they do, it will be a soft credit check, which means that it will not show up on your credit report or have any effect on it. And credit checks actually have the lowest impact on your credit score anyway. I took this screenshot from my Chase banking app. And if you see, credit checks has a 5% effect. So it's very minimal anyway. Which option should I choose? I want you guys to go through Fanbasis, go through your own link, and start to fill out some of the things yourself to see what it's like for somebody else on the other side to be able to qualify for some of these things, because it isn't like an instant qualification. So if you're going to do something for any plans that are below 2,000, you should use Zip. So right here, check out with Zip is the button that you want to tell them to click after they filled out their information. And they're going to get an option to pay in full every 2 weeks to cover the cost, and with zero interest, zero service charge. Otherwise, there is an 8% service fee to use the financing on a lot of the other options. For any plans that are above 3,500, you should use Afterpay. And then anything above that, you should use Klarna. If somebody asks you if they can pay it off early, of course you can. Done deal. Question answered. Are there any hidden fees? No. As long as you pay when it's due, it's all going to be good. How do the monthly payments work? So it's just like if you were to pay it monthly. The payments will start on the same day this next month until you pay it off. And so that's it. When you're in the point in the sales call that you feel confident, that you know everything you need to know about their situation, their goals, and why it's so important for them to solve today this problem, then you can make your offer and state the price like this. For your transformation, we're going to need to work together for around 3 months, and it's going to be $1,500. And then no matter how long it takes for them to reply to what you just said, do not speak after you have stated that price. Then if they are hesitating, make it clear that your priority is that you are here to help them. There's no pressure. You're not going to push them to make a decision, but just ask them for help on how to make it work for them. Because how silly would it be for the only reason that they can't achieve their goal or get rid of their problem because of money? So once you get a verbal confirmation that if you were able to move some things around and come up with a payment plan for them, that it would be worth it, then figure out with them what that most ideal payment structure looks like, and then help them sign up with the payment processor, right? It's like you send them the link, help them fill it out, so then you can get paid. Your direct involvement and your influence is going to be how much you get paid. If you just send someone a link, they get stressed out and they can't figure it out, and you're not helping them, you're not going to get paid. So breaking up the 2K, for example, can be a $500 interest-free payment every 2 weeks, or it could be a $500 monthly over the next 3 months because they pay the $500 today. And then once you've agreed on whatever it is that would work best for them, then you can help them with the link. So all in all, stay confident, be expectant of them closing, because you are here to help them as their coach. I want you guys to definitely frame it that you are already coaching them. And filling out this payment link is the first step of your coaching. Because if they don't, then you're not going to get paid and they're going to stay the same, and we're not going to be able to help another life. So I'm going to pause this real quick and then go through a fan basis link with you to show you how you should actually go through the payment link with someone. So you should already go through all of the payment links that you have and just making sure that the total is right, that the profile pictures are all there, and the branding. And then when you're here with them, you just fill out the information. And then honestly, if they are going to check out with something like Zip, I'm pretty sure that you could get this card information from them on the phone or on the video, and you could fill this out for them if need be. But however you do it, right, just stay confident and make sure that you move through this without any too many roadblocks or obstacles, because if it's too hard for them, they just won't buy it. So that's why we want to be able to walk them through it and help them. And so the options that you have, anything that's below $1,960, any payment link that is, then you can do the checkout with Zip. And super, super easy. You just fill out the card information, click checkout with Zip. Any of the other options, they're going to need to fill out themselves, because they're going to go through a small application, and then they will be able to choose on their side what type of financing that they want. And so that's why I have the ending, right, is if you need to throw it on top, that somebody's like, oh, I don't want to pay 20% interest, because that's what some of these companies charge. Then you go, you know what, bro? For you to start, and if this is the big concern for you, is let's just not worry about it, because that's something we can't avoid. Because I want to make this work for you, let me just throw on an extra month on top of what your plan is, so that we can guarantee you your results and cover any inconvenience fees. Does that work for you? Yeah, you know what? Thank you, bro. Thank you, that does. Closed. All right, sick. Well, that's it right now. Do you have anything else to add on your experiences or anything financing wise?
No, I think the number one thing is that you need to go into it expecting them to close, but also expecting that it's very easy for them not to get accepted with finance. And if they just go, oh, it didn't go through, then just, if the product was $1,500 and you sent the link, then the next link you should try is going to be $1,200, then $1,000, then $800, and just keep on going down, because even if you collected $600 off him, still better than nothing. And most importantly, just remain calm during that situation. If they go, oh, it didn't work, you go, oh, didn't it? No, that's weird, I've never had that happen before. Let me just shoot you over another link. Here you go.
Yeah.
That's it.
The level of collected that you stay is the same level of confidence that the person is going to have in you, that you know what you're doing. So even if this is all very new to you, you've never sent payment links and stuff like that, act like you've been doing it a while, and if anything starts going wrong throughout the process,
just keep calm and figure it out with the prospect. So you guys got this. Go kill it.
So this video was part of a 3 series about sales, and I'm making a ton more sales content, but make sure that you check out the full sales training, the objection handling, and how to leverage financing. All of these trainings have been taken from the same exact training that I've given to all the coaches that are doing 30K a month now with fitness. And so go ahead and make sure that you check out all those videos. I'll see you around.